Okay, so now we come to the second weekly assignment. This assignment has two parts. In the first part, I would like you to find an example of a non-academic report of an association between two variables A and B. So a non-academic report, you could find it on the internet, or you could find it in a newspaper or in a magazine. That would be fine. So after finding that example, I would like you to identify the two variables A and B in the report and identify a possible common cause which may not be mentioned in the report. So then I want you to discuss whether each of the three possible causation possibilities makes sense for the situation and compare this to how the association was reported. So of course the three possibilities are that A causes B, that B causes A, or that actually there is some common cause C for both A and B. Right? So I want you to do that first in part one. In part two, I want you to find an example of a concept which has been operationalized in two different ways, meaning there are two different ways to measure it. Preferably in your own discipline, or at least for a discipline that you understand. Explain what the concept is being measured and discuss which of the two ways of measuring that concept you think is more reliable and which of the two ways of measuring that concept you think is more valid, and in each case explain why you think that. So I've given you some guidance. So for part one, there are examples of association in the course book. Of course, I don't want you to use those. I want you to find your own example. So in the course book, we talked about the association between visibility and health outcomes and between physical activity and disability, for example. For part two, again, there are examples of operationalization in the course book. Please do not use these. So for example, we talked about the measuring comfort of the temperature in the lecture room, and we talked about how to assess which of Hong Kong and Singapore is a better place to live. So of course, I need you to provide an example of a concept which can be measured, not a research question to be answered, right? So you could start from a research question, but you'll remember when we went through this in the course book, we said that that's not the same thing as the concept being measured, right? So there may be more than one concept being measured within that study, but that's what I want you to focus on, not a research question. And it's two ways to operationalize the concept. In other words, two ways to measure that concept, not two different research methodologies for answering research questions. So again, please make sure you understand what reliability and validity are, and that you discuss reliability and validity. I'm not asking you to compare them in terms of cost or precision or convenience or even your preference. What I want you to do is to discuss them in terms of reliability and validity. And then as before, the same administrative notes, please make sure you record your name and student number inside the assignment so I can see it if I print it. Again, the preferred length is up to 2 pages. Please quote the relevant parts of the report, but do not include the whole report. And again, please submit via Moodle in A4 PDF format and only email it direct to me if Moodle fails. Again, I do not confirm receipt or a pass, but I will email you if I fail to receive the assignment or if the assignment needs revision. Obviously, in this case, because we're not meeting face-to-face, I cannot return the assignments in class, so I will give you feedback via email if your assignment needs revision. So again, please make sure you check your email. Thank you.